Hey y'all, Dekumon here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. Last time, we faced down the Archfiend of Wind. And boy, that was a rough fight. Not because of the fight itself, although it was kind of bonkers. No, the network was the true fight on that one. And unfortunately, the network she caused a total party wipe and made me have to do it again. And speaking of wipe, poor Zero was wiped after that, so we had to drag her back to the source to give her a recharge, where she learned that apples are much more enjoyable being eaten as opposed to having the life sucked out of them. And even more interestingly, it's getting dangerously close to patch day as of me recording this. As of me posting this, I think it might actually either be patch day or very close to it, which means I'm no longer super caught up. Who patches back again? But it also means the item levels are gonna go up and the tomestones are gonna rotate down. So that'll help get me new item levels, as will the things we do today in the next couple days. Speaking of, it's time to head back to Pandaemonium. Dude, this raid series is so good. I love the raid series. Oh, hi. The eyeball is very creepy, sir. All right, Claudian, what's up? Dekumon! I've made a breakthrough! After uncountable days and nights, I finally hearkened to the crystal's whispers, and I must say, they creep me the hell out.
Professor Claudian, where are your manners? While I understand all too well your enthusiasm, I must remind you that even the most academically inclined prefer a composed recounting of events.
Yes, of course. My apologies, Dekumon. Being consumed by my research for so long, I'm afraid I've quite forgotten how to engage in civilized conversation. Alright, well, come on. In that case, perhaps we should start from the beginning, with the crystal set adrift upon the ethereal tides, containing the memories of a party yet unknown. They cried out for deliverance from Pandaemonium, where the ancients kept volatile creations under lock and key. You yourself witnessed the power devouring the facility from within, and the advent of a divine monstrosity wrought of mythic beast and powerful mage. Unfortunately, your martial prowess and the combined magical talents of your companions Themis and Ekatonairos was sufficient to restore order to the circle of Asmodeus, but the greater threat remains. In the depths of Pandaemonium, a presence yet stirs, its intentions and identity shrouded in mystery. Well, that is the issue at hand, is it not? Yeah, that's pretty much the sum of it. Good. Since you've returned to us, we've worked tirelessly to discern the nature of the crystal. In the process, I detected an anomalous etheric signature, which I believe arose from the memories stored within. Analysis of this pattern suggested a feeling of loss or yearning, specifically, the yearning to be made whole. And indeed, ambient readings have revealed a faint but identical signature. This can only mean another such crystal exists in our time. Interesting. So, my friend, I must depart and search for it forthwith. By tracing the matching etheric signature to its source, I believe it will be a simple matter to find our crystal's twin. Professor, will this expedition be carried out only by us, or will Dekumon grace us with his protection? I'm afraid he has more pressing matters to attend to, my dear Rusano, namely to seek out the secrets which lie nestled within Pandaemonium, where this all began. From all that we have heard, it appears that time traversal from the Crystal Tower is not fluid. That is to say, one can but travel in predetermined intervals. It would be prudent to check in on occasion, in case there are any unanticipated changes. So, as for you, my loyal assistants, I would ask you to remain here and continue cataloging the ancient creations. Really? He's gotta go alone? Wow. You can't mean... Do you intend to search for the crystal on your own? Why, yes, that would be the most efficient use of resources, would it not? In fact, I have already commissioned a ship and pilot for that very purpose. I trust you to take good care of the laboratory in my absence. Who's the ship and pilot? I apologize for that somewhat abrupt departure. When progress is in sight, Professor Claudian tends to become blind to all else. Indeed, and he has been worse than usual. While I cannot fault him for his excitement, I do wish he would spare a thought for those around him. For reasons unknown, the crystal seems loath to be overheard. Much as it spoke only to you last time,
None but the professor have been able to capture its aetherical yearning, which has served only to convince him that he can solve this puzzle on his own. Surely after some time he'll come to remember how valuable we are and how useless he is. The search for this crystal seemed to be a simple enough matter. Let him have his adventure, and upon his return I'm certain he'll be back to his usual self. As for you, Dekumon, it may be best to return to Pandaemonium, as Professor Claudian suggested. Speaking of which, I did have a request of my own to make. Traveling to Pandaemonium requires you to pass through Elpis, correct? That is something I would have you investigate in my stead. While those creations confined within Pandaemonium are considered to be failures, I doubt that's their whole story. Barring exceptional cases, they must have been under observation in Elpis before being consigned to their shackles. And if we know anything about the ancients, it's that they would have kept thorough records of the results.
Actually not a bad thought there.
Brilliant. Delving into these records may shed light on creatures Dekumon has yet to encounter. If your theory proves correct, that is. While there are no guarantees, it certainly beats the current strategy of rushing forward blindly with only his strength to carry the day. For your own sake as well as ours, please unearth what information you can.
Fine. Detour me more from doing the Pandaemonium raids. And I gotta get all these done today, in addition to the Mr. Hildebrand. Oh, Themis is here too. Sweet. Guess he had the same idea. You seek records of Pandaemonium's creations. Master Themis has just finished perusing the very same. I should not be surprised that we both arrived at the same conclusion. Luckily, I have saved you the trouble and gleaned what information I could. Well, that's good. So you know each other. I was dreading having to once again scour the archives, but perhaps instead I'll rest for a spell. If there's nothing else, I shall take my leave. Yeah, Themis can be our encyclopedia. That makes it a lot easier. As should we, for I have undone the warding sigil blocking the entrance to Abyssos. I came here merely to chase an idle suspicion while awaiting your return. Fortunately, while Pandaemonium's protective wards continue to be assailed by our unknown foe, there have been no fluctuations so great as to make me doubt Ekakanirus' capacity to keep watch over Asphodelos while I'm away. He works diligently to master internment, though he might deliver the creations back to their cages by his own hand. I thought it best to give him time to hone his craft. Well, how's he coming along then? And since fate has brought us both here, I would ask you to accompany me while I attend to another matter. More idle suspicions that I would like to chase down. Rest assured, it shall not take long. I simply have a few questions to ask an acquaintance of mine. Come, he has agreed to meet us near the naos of Pandaemonium. Well, sweet. Need to get back over there anyway, gotta get back in. Well, where are they at? As I have pondered our expedition into Pandaemonium, I could not help but be mystified by how strongly the warders we encountered felt for La Habrea, whether it be for good or ill. Hesperos and Ekakanirus were two sides of the same coin. The former looked to his mentor with absolute devotion, while the latter looks to his father with bald hatred. Either way, there's a lot of emotions flying around. I would not expect a familiar such as you to understand this, but such extreme emotions towards a single individual are quite rare indeed. Naturally, I feel gratitude toward my mother and father, yet we are all equals in the larger picture of the star. The view is not unique to myself. It is more or less accepted as the way of things. By contrast, the researchers of Pandaemonium seem to view La Habrea with a feeling approaching obsession. Whether driven by love or hate, they all have been drawn to him. There were many other aspects of the faculty's peculiars I found troubling besides. I decided the best course of action would be to go straight to the source and pose my questions to a member of the Words of La Habrea. And that's probably them now. I assume so, right? My apologies to have kept you waiting, Master Themis. I understand you are conducting an investigation of Pandaemonium and wish to know of its origins. Indeed. In particular, I wish to know why exactly Pandaemonium was built directly under Elpis. It seems like a terrible danger. This facility is overseen by the Words of La Habrea, after all. Why keep it so close to Elpis, whose governing body has no say in its day-to-day operations? At first I thought it was to see as simply a matter of convenience. Those creations which were deemed failures by the researchers of Elpis could be easily ushered into their new homes. Imagine my surprise when a trip to the archives revealed that many of the creations were sent from organizations beyond Elpis, including from the Words of La Habrea themselves. Given this, albeit limited, information,
I cannot but feel that the Academia Aenda would have been a more fitting locale. What does Elpis have that cannot be found here?
Or there? These are fitting questions, and ones we have asked ourselves many times in recent years. Alas, the nature of Pandaemonium's construction does not lend itself to relocation. When it was first built, circumstances weren't as they are now. As you surmise, the majority of the creations kept within Pandaemonium were sent from Elpis. Yet as the years passed, interests changed. Failures in creations deemed too flawed even to submit to Elpis paradoxically drew the attention of Pandaemonium's researchers.
And that is quite the change. And in fact, it almost runs counter to the facility's original purpose. Who is it that decides which creations will be the subject of research?
Probably La Habrea. Yep, Master La Habrea. Such authority is reserved for the Chief Keyward, and he has taken it upon himself to step into that role. But originally it was Athena.
So if Pandaemonium's resources were being misused, it would be under La Habrea's authority, correct?
Oh. That sounds like an accusation to me. And to him. I know not what you're suggesting, but the Keywards also held some sway within the facility. Not even Master La Habrea would be free from their scrutiny. They are duty-bound to report any irregularities as soon as possible. Although I admit as of late their communication has been somewhat sporadic. We but recently received a report from one of the Keywards stating that all is well within Pandaemonium's halls. Oh? Which keyword was that? Because it's certainly not all well.
Really? And you are certain that a Keyward sent it?
Well, yes, of course. Our communication suffered a temporary obstruction, but I can assure you that the words did their due diligence in confirming the identity of the sender. Well, which one was it then?
Thank you. This information will be helpful to my investigation. That will be all for my prying.
Then I shall take my leave. While you are yet permitted to conduct your investigation freely, I must remind you that the warder's work is delicate, and it would be remiss to disturb them for longer than is necessary. This man has no clue what's actually going on. And who sent the all clear?
All is well. A blatant lie, and to that we can both attest. One of the remaining Keywards is most certainly in league with the party behind this. Let us hurry. I know not why our adversary sent that report, but 'tis plain that we must return to Pandaemonium with haste.
Oh shit. Gotta get down there and clean house again. Alright, once more into the breach.
I cannot guess as to why this false report has arisen now, but it certainly bodes ill, as does to the knowledge that our mysterious mastermind has at least one more Keyward to puppet. Regardless, they have tipped their hand, and we would be remiss to leave Ekatoniros at the mercy of their machinations. Let us hope no harm has befallen him.
The place still looks as lovely as ever. And X seems to be holding the wards in place. Had me worried for a second. I thought for sure he was going to be fight number 5. And oh, I see. We're working on solo internment. Ooh, not quite there yet. Getting close though.
Not quite. I traced these sigils countless times, yet still I lack the strength to maintain the spell. And now time works against me. I can no longer be victim to my own ineptitude. What? Who goes there?
There is something to be admired in such single-minded effort, even if your methods leave much to be desired. You allowed this familiar to catch you unawares. Have you set your sights so high as to forget you walk upon the earth? Who are you? La Habrea themselves, maybe?
I know this creature, a familiar of the Phoenix, but that monster is locked away.
That it is, in spite of the trouble I went to in freeing it, I might add. Begrudge me for addressing you in this ill-fitting form if you must, but with control of Asphodelos wrested from my grasp, 'tis simply the best I can offer you.
Hide if you will, but mark my words. I will find you, and make you pay for the chaos you've sown.
Oh, no, there is no need for such hostility. A calm heart stays the course. the wisdom of La Habrea, your father.
And how would you know what wisdom he speaks?
I'm still thinking it's Athena as the final boss.
I have heard those words many times. The scolding of a tutor whose students struggled to grasp the most rudimentary lessons, seething with disgust. No. I've not told that to anyone. Not even Keyward Hesperos. That can only mean one thing.
You know who it is.
That you still insist on mocking me! Stop this fast, Ahabrea!
At last, you move to keep up. Pity that you remain behind, nevertheless. Uh-oh. He might actually be the fifth fight after all.
What?
As ever you are, always you fail to learn, fail to understand, fail to act. And though fate deigned to offer an escape, you remain here. You are bereft of magical prowess and common sense both. But you need not despair. Dull though you may be, you are yet indispensable to Pandaemonium's great experiment.
Yeah, there's the affection I remember. Tell me, did I ever once measure up to your expectations?
You shall. Take pride in that, and rejoice to see your wish fulfilled.
What wish?
Come, and all shall be revealed. All this rage, this hatred, is but a consequence of ignorance. Our desires align more than you know.
What? Are you?
Uh-oh. Oh, he's gonna turn him into a monster, isn't he? Uninvited guests join our reunion. It seems fortune no longer favors you. Oh, saved by a damn fucking save. Oh. That was close.
Do you think I have any interest in listening to your prattle, let alone bowing to your will? I am no longer a child, and my faith lies with those who have earned it.
So these are the heroes who brought Hesperos low, even as power divine flowed through his veins. 'Tis pain there are worthier subjects to contend with. I don't think it's La Habrea. I really don't. I think it's Athena. Mostly because that would be a huge retcon, and La Habrea didn't forget about us. You know, unlike Emmett. Well, that was a fun introduction, wasn't it?
Ah, thank you. If you had shown up even a moment later, I shudder to think what would have become of me. There's something I must tell you. I know who's behind this. There is but one person who can hold thrall over familiar, creation, and keyword alike.
Yeah, you think it's La Habrea. I don't. Ask to the father. I mean, I am perfectly fine being wrong, but I still don't think it's him.
And so there can be but one conclusion. La Habrea was the driving force behind this chaos from the start. There is logic to that. There are few with the wherewithal to even consider experimentation on such a scale, let alone the capacity to create demigods from man and beast with the rest of us none the wiser. Considering the magnitude of his work with the Convocation in the Words, his relatively minor role as Chief Keyward comes under little scrutiny, even as it provides him the authority to wield dangerous magics. It may serve as veil and mantle both.
But
Still, I find the notion hard to accept. The misdeeds perpetuated here could not have been done by the La Habrea I know. You have met him, yes? Do you think he is capable of this?
the one I know is, was driven mad by millennia of solitude and regret and loss, so I don't know. That's a tough call there. La Habrea is capable of far more than you know. Still too early to say for certain, yeah. For anything, this could be a red herring.
It truly is a puzzle with many missing pieces. Still, I see you do not deny outright the possibility that La Habrea is a man with few scruples.
That part's true, at least.
That alone should be enough, but let me assure you, La Habrea holds nothing so dear as his own ambition. While he may not be the one to let emotion stand in the way of his mission, I cannot believe there are no depths to which he would not stoop. Although we met but briefly, the impression he left on me stands in stark contrast to your evaluation. Though his methods are ever unorthodox, they seem guided by a firm understanding of what is just. That's one way to find out for certain. We delve deeper into Pandaemonium and pull back the curtain on this mystery ourselves.
That would be the way I would prefer doing it.
A wise course. I would not deny the truth if I saw it with my own eyes, even if it was discomforting to behold.
So?
Then we must move forward with no excess of caution. La Habrea, or whomever is behind this, has lightly spread their tentacles into every corner of Pandaemonium. We can safely assume the other Keywards won't greet us with open arms.
Agreed. Let us make our way through Abyssos one careful step at a time. Oh dear.
I shall stay by Ekutaniros' side, in case our enemies think to target him again. Could I trouble you to take the vanguard?
Like I was expecting anything else? Come on.
Thank you. As a precaution, I shall safeguard you with a simple spell. This will ensure that even should we become separated, my Phantom Warriors will still come to your aid. If it does come to battle, the Keyward's magics will put us at a disadvantage once again. Luckily, we have you to even the scales somewhat. I trust you shall be liberal with your weight.
Jeez, ouch. Fat jokes already. And we just barely know each other. Alright. It is time. Abyssos, the 5th circle, now available. Oh boy. Well, let's see what this is gonna lead into. I'm pretty sure I have the item levels for it, but it's gonna be close. Abyssos, the 5th circle. While the identity of Pandaemonium's assailant is yet unknown, Ekutaniros makes no effort to hide his doubts concerning La Habrea, who he expects is using the infernal prison for private experimentation. As if to confirm the warder's suspicions, a familiar appears in the halls of Asphodelos, claiming to be none other than the chief Keyward himself. The creature mocks you with cryptic wordings before vanishing, leaving naught but questions in its wake. Their answers beckon from the shadows of Abyssos, daring brave souls to seek them out. Minimum item level of 585, just like the trial we had in the last patch. Woo-hoo-hoo! Actually, last patch, this patch, it was a 5.2 trial, shoot. Oh, I'm gonna really need to grind some gear here. There we go. Dude, this queue was instantaneous. I was in queue for less than a second and this thing popped and uh-oh. Oh, we've been split up. There's a teleport trap. Oh, dude, listen to that. Oh, there's some metal going on. Is that our beastie? Okay, no, this track slaps. Proto Carbuncle? What have they done? He's normally so adorable. No! He's so angry looking now. Oh god. If this is a carbuncle, I suspect a lot of magical reflection coming my way. Oh man, we're just going right into it now. And I barely even had time to push the button. What the? Let's not be in front of him for this, I think. Ruby glow? Almost lost my target lock there. Ruby creates cells of light. Oh, is he about to bounce the magic back? Yep, he is. Oh, that's the gag, huh? All right. There. Give our tank a fresh heal here. And then turn on mine so he can pick up the slack just in case he falls. Oh. What? Why do they have that weird symbol around them? Oh, not this gag again. Oh, I see how this is gonna go. Yeah. That's what I thought. They hit the walls of that little cage and they go flying everywhere. Whoa. So that symbol denotes a magic attack that can be reflected. That's what that means. That's what we see with that symbol. This is actually a pretty easy fight. But the music, man, the music's slapping here. I shouldn't have wasted those there. What is he doing? I feel like I want to save the acidic slaver. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, I wasted it. I wasted it like a dumbass. I didn't... Now what are we doing? Oh, he's melting the bars of the cage! Going for a ride! He's trying to break free. Uh-oh, is that an ad? Oh! He ate the ad. Okay, note to self, we don't let him eat the ads, I'm guessing. Oh, or maybe we do, sating his hunger. Maybe we should let him eat the ads. And those stones again. Oh, they're bad. There's the only safe one. All three of the others are funky. Now it's Toxic Crunch. I imagine that's going to be a tank swap in Savage mode. What's this Venom Squall gag gonna do? Oh, I say spread them out. And then getting close for split damage. So good. I thought the music in the first leg was good. This is bonkers. Oh. Poison. Oh, those are growing. Oh, those are growing a lot. Like a dangerous amount, those were growing. Oh, what is that? Oh. He was just, oh yeah, he's marking where he's gonna go. Okay, they were all just big circles. Oh no. He just ate the tank. Oh, okay. I thought he was actually, oh no, he's dead. The other tank is legit dead. Shit. All right, fine, tagging in. Oh, I see how this is gonna go. Gotta go in order. Almost got this guy. Oh, it's only 2 blocks this time. Got him. Dude, that fight was crazy. I can imagine that on Savage being insane. Oh, hey, good. You're just in time to put it back in its box. Yeah, unfortunately, he still can't do it without the power-up. That takes care of that. And bonus, I caught me a proto-carbuncle. What am I gonna name it? Gotcha. That was a good fight. That was a good fight. Oh, that was fun. That was a good fight. I like that one. Where the heck did we end up? Some sort of weird poison swamp.
So this is where the research is conducted on creations imbued with poisons and venoms. Ekatanairos and I were conveyed not far from here. It seems our foe is finding it more difficult to surprise us.
Well, that's good luck for us.
Unfortunately for you, since they appear particularly keen to see you dispatched as quickly as possible.
Lovely. Even alone, you are a force to be reckoned with. Part of me is glad you emerged victorious. That might observe you further. I assume you're the weird familiar things from earlier. Or maybe not. Oh. No, you're new!
Wait, is that Mahabrea's mask?
Were the circumstances different, I might thank you for keeping my son alive for this long. But I believe we can forego introductions. Unless I have misread you. Oh shit. That's La Habrea? La Habrea. I'm all too familiar, Paragon. Am I supposed to know who you are? I don't know. If I call him Paragon, I might actually get a cool reaction out of him. A charming appellation, but I'm afraid I hold no such position. No, I am La Habrea, of the Convocation of 14.
If you truly are who you claim to be, then answer this question.
That can wait.
What is this?
Now this is curious. The trap I wove at your feet reacts to ether, but you remain unaffected. Well, my ether's probably so small compared to your guys that, you know, I'm not registering on the scale. Such thin ether, and in an unfamiliar composition besides. It is of no matter, I suppose. A more direct approach will beget the same results. God dang it. So, my hunch was wrong. I would advise you to think carefully before deciding your next action. Strike me down here, and Ekatanairos' wish shall remain unfulfilled. Never again shall he meet Athena.
Mother, you would dare hide behind her name?
Listen well, Ekatanairos. We are of the same mind concerning your mother. You have your allies for protection, so what harm is there in hearing me out? Wait, am I reading that notification right? I'm sorry. It's fourth wall break here. But that notification says that the next Hell of a Boss episode just dropped, so I might be watching that before I do the next raid. Also, this kind of give you an idea of when I'm recording this.
Ekatanairos, wait. There's a question I must needs ask first. What master do you serve? If you truly are La Habrea, why speak such blatant lies?
Oh, I was right. He's not the real La Habrea. Bitter in defeat, are we?
Say my name.
Heisenberg.
A simple request, really.
Themis, was it? A trifle soon forgotten, as are you. He's not the real La Habrea, is he? He's a faker.
I have my answer. The La Habrea that I knew took pride in the convocation and would never suffer its denigration.
Yeah. He was the previous Azem. Or maybe he's the current Azem, I'm not sure. Previous is my bet right now.
You sully his station with this farce! Themis, what are you saying? La Habrea and I hardly saw eye to eye, but I know his voice when I hear it. Indeed, he makes a passing fine imitation in appearance and manner. However, the real La Habrea would never call me by the name Themis.
Woo-hoo! Oh, hey, real La Habrea.
What trouble have you gotten yourself into, Elidibus?
Wait, what? Oh my... Oh, mother humper! Themis is Elidibus? Or is the guy we just blew up Elidibus? Oh god, he's got the mask.
Imposter, you have no right to claim that form, that mask.
Ah, hi. I assume you're the Keyword.
What? Who?
Three of us are surprised, one of us is not. You need a new voice or no, you have the deep, gravelly voice. 'Twas a mask that sickened me to wear. The mask of La Habrea, a man who values his position above all, who would murder his own wife in pursuit of duty.
Yet you would assume my name and wield powers which are mine by right. Any worth you may have hinges on that which you so despise.
Such trite provocations. I will not be goaded into finishing this ere my work is done. Ekatanairos, listen well. I am Hephaestus. And it is I who should you call father. Oh. We had a Luke, I am your father moment right there. Oh.
What in the name of creation?
Don't ask me, man. We would do well not to stand idle while our enemy is about. I believe an explanation is in order, Elidibus.
Let us return to safety so you may provide it. Ah, that sounds more like the La Habrea I know.
Well, shit. Huh. That he would be Elidibus. I thought you were the prior Azem.
Guess I was wrong on both fronts. Before we depart, however, I must offer you an apology. As La Habrea said, I am Elidibus, one of the convocation and emissary of their will. For reasons which do not involve you, it was necessary to hide my identity while investigating this place. Still, that hardly excuses my deception.
I had a feeling. Whatever your name is, you're still Themis to me. I know a thing or two about deception myself. Yeah. I thought you were the previous Azem, but Elidibus is another good one.
Your perceptiveness does not surprise me. When the time comes, it shall make my explanation all the easier to understand. In any case, we have pressing matters to attend to. Let us do as La Habrea suggested and return to the gates. We can speak there.
Yeah, then I can finally clear this notification off my screen.
Please, help him. Save him.
I'm guessing that's Athena. Maybe Athena's not the final boss then. Well, that was entertaining and enlightening, and oh my goodness, so many twists all of a sudden.
As you are aware of by now, I am known as Elpis. After my dear friend Azam and I detected irregularities in Pandaemonium, we decided the best course of action would be to hide my station as I conducted my investigation. I am sure La Habrea, as well, is eager to find out why I hid who I was, so I shall save that story for later. First, I would like to speak of you, my friend. Although neither Azam nor I have ever met you in the flesh, you came with his highest recommendation. That alone was enough for me to accept you as an ally without question. That somewhere in the world a guiding star so similar to himself was out there amused Azam to no end. There was not a shade of doubt in his heart that you would be a formidable ally. Furthermore, I've heard stories that Mistress Vana, who held the position of Azam previously...
Right, I should have remembered that. Duh! Vana was the prior Azam. I thought you might have been the Azam before her.
Journeyed with a familiar much like yourself. That made the decision to trust you all the easier. She too now dons the white robes of an advisor. If she placed her absolute faith in you, I knew I would be in capable hands.
Ah, so that's what the white robes mean. I thought the white robes were, the station of Azam.
Aware though I was of the path you had walked, I had no interest in exposing you. I merely wanted to meet you, to travel by your side for a while. I may know but a small portion of your whole story, but that is enough for me to believe you would never lead me astray. I wanted to tell you that.
That was kind of sweet in all honesty. Let me grab some more crits. And talk to Ekonairos for the next quest. Keyword's Jail.
I don't know how long it's been since we last spoke, La Habrea, and truth be told I had hoped we never would again. But I see now that I was a fool to think I would ever escape your meddling. Just what is that thing that called himself La Habrea? And why is he the spitting image of your younger self? I find it hard to believe you've only just now found out such a being was wreaking havoc in Pandaemonium. Did you think matters would simply sort themselves out?
I suppose you deserve at least a cursory explanation. I am well aware of the anomalies occurring within Pandaemonium, including the fact that Azam and Elpis had taken upon themselves to investigate. I saw no reason to insert myself into the situation. For a time, that was. But... come on. Imagine my surprise when instead of a formal report from you and yours, I received a communication from one of the Keywards stating that research and operations were proceeding as usual. While Hephaestos' deception was almost childish in its simplicity, it became plain to me that your grasp on the situation was slipping.
So you knew of his existence from the beginning? I can hardly imagine that you would suffer another to masquerade as one of the convocation, not without good reason at least.
As you well know, the name La Habrea is but a marker of my station. It is not the name I was born with. Hephaestos has claimed that for himself. I cannot fault him for it, as he is my other half, in a manner of speaking. He knows all that I know, my equal in every way, yet within his heart is naught but greed, envy, and desire. All the emotions that we are loath to acknowledge within ourselves. Oh, he's your Mr. Hyde and your Dr. Jekyll.
If what you say is true, what purpose would such a being serve?
He's a container for all those negative emotions so he doesn't have to have them, I'm guessing. He is the product of experimentation gone awry. A reminder of the days when I was yet young and reckless. I thought him sealed away for good, but it seems time has a way of unearthing the shames we bury. Yes, it does.
When he spoke of my mother, he looked at you with venom in his eyes, blamed you for her death. Tell me, was he right to do so?
His words were but the ramblings of a tortured mind. The hatred and despair he endures has warped his view of the world irreparably. And now that he has awakened, he must be put to rest. If he succeeds in breaching Pandaemonium's protective wards, he shall invite disaster unto our star. As Chief Keyward of Pandaemonium, it is my duty to decide the proper course of action. As such, I declare that all research shall be summarily abandoned and the facility destroyed. Come on, man, I'm not even halfway through this raid series yet.
What? You would leave the other warders to their doom? 'Tis a choice befitting Mahabrea.
Do you disagree?
You speak of duty, and ours is to guide our star and its inhabitants upon the correct course. It is no surprise that you would choose annihilation of Pandaemonium if its existence posed even the remotest risk to our people. Yet as you can see by Ekatanairos' response, the decision is somewhat more nuanced than that. Azam and I grappled with this conundrum for some time, in fact.
Ah.
That is precisely why I chose to involve myself directly. 'Twas the only way I could truly determine the best solution.
And you need not trouble yourself with that further. The Chief Keyward must prevent the worst from occurring, no matter the cost. Your feelings, Elpis, are of no consequence.
Have you taken even a moment to consider another path? No! You've spared nary a thought for aught but yourself and your duty. You have no idea of the trials we've endured, the foes that Dekumon has stood against.
He's like, oh, what, this thing? Yeah, I probably don't look familiar to you now. Dekumon, is it? A being of such ether as I have never seen. What are you?
He is the guiding star that shall lead us safely through this. Thanks to his stout arm and steadfast courage, we have subdued the mythic creations and returned them to their cells. Speaking of which, I would hear your opinion, Dekumon. As outsiders, we are in a unique position to look upon circumstances with our vision unclouded by attachment.
It's too soon to give up on saving the others. Mahabrea can't be trusted. What was that you said about being an emissary? Yeah. Nah, it's too soon to give up on the others at this point.
Agreed. We still know next to nothing about Hephaestos, and I highly doubt Mahabrea has been forthcoming with the truth. But we've managed to regain control of Asphodelos. He must be made to see that there's merit in continuing on this path. I have it. Speak in your official capacity as Elpis the Emissary. Judge which approach is more sound, and even Mahabrea would be compelled to listen.
Interesting thought there. So the emissary can also act as the judge. Well?
As Elpis, I am duty-bound to assess the matter from a position of impartiality. My opinion as Themis can carry no weight. You understand what that means, yes? I do. Even so, you've walked with us all this time, seen what you've seen. Based on that alone, I trust that you'll find the best way forward.
Alright. I'm assuming Themis is going to say we continue then.
Very well. Then in my capacity as emissary, I shall state my judgment. Burn this place to the ground. At present, there are merits both in destroying Pandaemonium outright and in taking time to rescue its researchers, and neither is yet an impossible task. Therefore, I judge that the most measured choice would be to continue upon our present course. We delve into Abyssos, interring any mythic creations we encounter along our way.
Well?
You have yet to witness Dekumon's might and Ekatanairos' resolve. I would ask that you see our capabilities firsthand, and only then decide if our endeavor is futile.
If such is the will of the emissary, then I shall obey. However, if I indeed find your strength to be lacking, I trust there will be no objections to the immediate destruction of Pandaemonium.
Oh, you needn't worry about that. We won't fail.
You are bolder than I remember. He's had a lot of practice.
And you're even more tedious than I remember. Dekumon, come find me when you're finished.
Stubborn as ever, I know the feeling.
Ekatanairos is clearly understandably frustrated, But if we are to conquer Abyssos, we must go forth with clear heads. Pray lend an aid to his troubles, that their weight might be lightened.
Alright, fine. I suppose we gotta do this before we get to the next circle. Well, come on, buddy. Get it off your chest.
You do have my gratitude, ill-fit as I am to show it at the moment. Without your words to sway him, La Habrea would have carried out his plan without a second thought.
You like this place, don't you? Crazy as it looks.
When we realized the creations had slipped their bonds, the other Keywards did all in their power to restore order. Even though they could have chosen escape, they remained to aid their allies. I'm certain not a soul among them would wish to see this facility erased from the world, and they don't deserve to be abandoned simply for carrying out their duty. And besides, Hephaestus has secrets yet untold, secrets that would be buried if Pandaemonium were reduced to rubble. I mean to uncover the truth behind his words, the truth of my mother.
You should.
While La Habrea was quick to dismiss his claims, I failed to see what Hephaestus would gain by fabricating such a story. All I was told of my mother's death was that she perished in an accident. No one would say more. It was almost as if they feared saying more, in fact. Even if it was not La Habrea that dealt the fatal blow, we've seen with our own two eyes how quickly he can condemn others to die. I only wish to know at last what befell her. What do you think, Dekumon? Does the La Habrea you know have any regard for the lives of others? Or will he carry out his duty with another's blood on his hands?
Lots of others, man. He always was a man who worked from the shadows. He once used my ally as a vessel for his own twisted ends. I have no idea what he might be like in this age. Yeah, no kidding. Like I said, millennia can change a man.
At this age? Just how long has it been since the last you met? Regardless, I'd like you to try and view him as he is now. Another opinion would be much appreciated. But it is plain there is so much to consider. Thank you, Dekumon. It's easy for me to get carried away by emotion where he's concerned. We should focus on the task at hand, proving to La Habrea that we are capable of saving Pandaemonium and its keepers. The most convincing way to do that will be to regain control of Abyssos.
That would be good. Plus, I'm enjoying these fights. I want more.
Although I'm loath to admit it, he would know even more about these depths than any of us, and seeing as how we require every advantage we can afford. Dekumon, would you speak to him for us? He seems to have a special interest in your capabilities, and may deign to help at your suggestion, if only to see what you can do.
Well, God, I didn't realize how tall he was. Agathanairos appears to have a deep trust in you, and Elidibus tells me you share some relation to Azem. Your unusual ether does not mark you as a familiar. It is unlike anything I have seen, even among the countless concepts I have observed. To think that I would encounter an existence I could not create by my own hand, Azem never ceases to surprise. The previous Azem was much the same, and taking the entirety of the star into consideration, she came to hold dear emotions in people that a more logical mind would have discarded, that made her act in her own self-interest more often than not. Just as you and Elidibus have conducted yourselves in this manner, the true danger of Azem's nature is its tendency to infect all those he comes into contact with. Sheesh.
Emmett Selk said much the same. Trust that I shall do naught that would violate my duty.
And yet you so frivolously invoked your authority as emissary to justify this little excursion. It matters little, however. Only your deeds can speak for you now. You wish to know more of Abyssos, I take it. Although I no longer have control over many of its functions, I can yet sense what creations lie within.
The Chief Keyward's reach is far indeed. Well then, what do we have to look forward to?
I sense no creations of note. Perhaps they have been made into fodder for experimentation, or perhaps they have been transferred to the deeper circles. Yet Hephaestus would never allow you safe passage. He has left a trial for you to overcome. Himself, maybe? I speak of Hegemon, Keyward of Abyssos. Although her presence is stained with marks of corruption, it is unmistakable. I knew her as a woman gifted in magic and blessed with a highly logical mind. While I can sense those qualities within her still, There is something else at work. Ah. She got turned into a vampire too, probably.
If I had to hazard a guess, I would say that's because she's already been twisted into Hemathios. Doubtless against her will. Dekumon, Themis, we must rescue her from this cruel fate. And if we cannot, we can at least seal her away until we find a means to undo the damage.
Good idea. Of course, he's gonna disagree, right? Your allies make you bold, Ekatanairos. I very much look forward to seeing how far they carry you. Sheesh. Family, right? And us stuck in the middle. Alright, time for the sixth circle. Let's see what we got here. The sixth circle. Bahabari insists that the only way to save the star from the horrors lurking within Pandaemonium is summary destruction. However, Themis and Ekatanairos succeed in convincing the chief Keyword to allow you a chance to prove the worth of another way. You are tasked with interring Hegemon, the Keyword of Abyssos and a master of creation magics in her own right. Succeed in this, and you may continue your journey into the facility's deeper circles. Veil and Pandaemonium, along with its warders and creations, shall be reduced to nothing. Whoa. It's a little goopy in here. What's been going on? Oh, she's not a vampire, she's some sort of snake monster. So Hemathios is less, you know, vampire, it's more half monster. Dude, I love the matching outfits. Ooh. Oh dear, she's marked the board. Hemathios, Hegemon. Ooh, different variation of the fourth circle. All right, here we go. Oops, I'm on the wrong set. That's probably a room wide. Oh. How big are these gonna be? Okay, it's literally just the circles. That was easier than I thought it would be. Koros Ixo, let me get you focused here just in case. Oh, you little. And I wasted that. Oh, I see. I see. I saw the circles at the last second for that one, and I was able to get out of the way. Alright. So Koros Ixos is quadrants, basically. Theos is Dark 4? Ooh. And Dark 4 is scary. The room wide. What the fuck? Rot from the inside out? What is she doing to them? Oh, I thought I saw it out of the corner of my eye and I was right. When that timer runs out, I'm basically gonna drop a conal AoE. Oh. Ooh, wow, that bleeds too. This is such a kick-ass song. Oh, and we're doing the quads too. Dude, I might have to swap this out for this current song, because this is so good. Keep moving. Wow, how many of these are we gonna fire off, lady? You done? Damn, listen to that singer go off. Okay, I'm first. One of the first. Oh, she's just hitting all of us with this at the same time now. Well, that's good. Oh, but the timers are different. And we gotta deal with claw shoots at the same time. All right, here we go. Uh-oh. Doing good now. Oh, I need to drop a... Get my tank stance back on just on the off chance. It happened last time. Oh, she just got a buff. Oh, I see. Trolley. I like that. Ethereal exchange. Yep, she got the thing again. She's got the swap buff again. Oh, but now this time some of them are all corners. I don't have my... There we go. We're alternating apparently. Got the swaps again. That's not good. Woo! That was a little dangerous. I think I missed that by the skin of my teeth. Tank buster. Get away from me. There we go. Didn't have it charged up. Woo, I just saw a red mage nuke go off. Oh, I got a long timer again. All right, we're all set. Fire that off in the back little corner. She's only got 1% left. Wow, we did really good on this one. I don't think anybody died at all. Dude, that song was so good. Oh. All right. Time to go back into a cage, lady. Charge up Ekatanairos and throw the etheric Pokeball. And into the box you go, lady. Whew. Dude, that was wild. I'm loving some of these new outfits. Whew. Dude, I might be swapping the music for the Pandaemonium series. That was so good.
We've won! The Keyward is sealed away, and alive this time! The Heartbreaker can't deny us now!
Wanna bet? I know this guy, he's stubborn like that. And speaking of stubborn like that, I am definitely calling it now. For the moment at least. If you've enjoyed this, please leave a like and a favorite, and subscribe to join me for more Yours in Adventures. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. I've got a hell of a boss to watch.